for the green energy transition, for the climate agenda in general within Europe, and Pakistan is very excited to partner with our European partners on this ambitious agenda for our green energy transition that not only has positive implications for us, obviously, within the climate context, but also on an economic context. I want to give this opportunity to my friend here to make a statement as well.
First of all, Your Excellency, thank you so much for receiving me. I hope to be able to show you the same hospitality in Denmark soon. I think it's a very important agreement that we've signed today. There's no doubt that we share many of the same ambitions. We both want to fight climate change, and we both feel that the international efforts are going too slow. So we need to be front runners in this process. Now, as you rightly said, Your Excellency, Denmark has been going through a green transformation for decades now. And actually one of the main points in our meeting and our talks that we just had was that when we started the transformation in Denmark, we didn't even call it green, because this was in the 1970s. This was before environment and climate change issues were high on the agenda. So why did we do it? We did it because of energy security. And we did it because it makes very good sense also from an economic perspective. And that is really, I think, also at the core of our agreement. And this is something we do for the sake of the climate, but also for the sake of a healthy growth and economy and development. Now, it's also important for me to underline also to the people of Pakistan that we have been very touched when seeing and hearing about the effects of climate change that you are facing every day. And we stand ready to help and assist as much as we can, obviously. Climate change is not something that might happen in a distant future. It's here right now, and you are probably the country in the world that feels that the hardest. Mm-hmm. And the international community definitely needs to be on your side in trying to adapt and trying to remedy the situation as good as you can. And I commend you for the huge effort that you are doing, and we will stand on your side in the future. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Minister, what is the significance of this green framework in the context of Pakistan's position on climate change, and especially the plus of concern?
You see, Pakistan and as we've mentioned, both Pakistan and Denmark are facing the consequences of climate change, but we're facing it from two different perspectives and two different experiences. Denmark is a developed country. Pakistan is a developing country. We contribute in different ways to the climate crisis, and now we have to address it in the best ways we can. And I think this is a good example of how the developing world and the developed world can partner together to find solutions and work together to meet this challenge together. There are many forces out there, or voices out there within this conversation that wants to divide the world between the global north and the global south. But I don't think that any of us can do this alone. We have to all work together to overcome this challenge. And the Green Framework Agreement between Pakistan and Denmark is just one example of how we can develop a healthy partnership on this agenda. We can complement each other's climate agendas, but also each other's economic ambitions, and create economic opportunities for each other's peoples. For example, the energy transition in Pakistan, Denmark has had an experience in green energy transition, and they experience their experience as a result not only of their climate ambitions, but also because of their ambitions to be energy independent and provide economic opportunities to their people, provide green new jobs to their people. And us here in Pakistan also, yes, we're facing the brunt of the climate crisis, and we want to reduce our climate output, but we also want to diversify our energy needs. We also want to have an organic, homegrown energy resources. Pakistan has vast potential for solar energy, and we have huge potential for wind energy. Denmark is already working in Pakistan on wind energy, and I hope to be able to work within the federal government to create such policies on behalf of our federal government that encourage international companies, different countries to come and invest in Pakistan in green energy, in the wind sector and in the energy sector.
So going forward, how do you see the relationship between Pakistan and Denmark going?
Well, we are already very close friends and have collaborated for many years, had partnerships for many years, but we hope that in the future we will become even closer. There's no doubt that on the green agenda we share many of the same objectives, and I guess you could say that on some of the issues we have the knowledge and experience and you have the scale, so it will be in both our interests to work closer together. Wind is a very good example of that. As I understand it, Pakistan could be a superpower in wind energy because of the way you're situated and the winds that you have. Now, we were the first country in the world to build an offshore wind farm and onshore wind already back in the 1970s. So the decades of experience that we have, we hope to be able to share, and it will be good for both countries.
Okay, thank you for taking time to answer my question. Well, do you have a direct message for an average citizen in Denmark, for the part of the world that has played the most significant role in Pakistan in driving the current high levels of emissions? Emissions that are now having a stark and devastating effect in Pakistan.
My message to the people of your country is that this is a crisis not of our making, in the sense that not of my generation making, and not of my generation's making, nor is it the making of the young generation in your country. We have to live with the consequences or the repercussions of the decisions of those who came before us. But rather than complaining about it, we would like to work together. We would like to partner with the people of Denmark. We think that there is an opportunity in this crisis. We believe that the experience that, as your minister said, that you've gained firsthand by investing early in green energy, in wind energy, can now benefit places like Pakistan that are experiencing an outsized impact from the climate crisis and climate change. We have about 15,000 megawatt wind corridor potential in Pakistan that I think Danish companies and the Danish private sector can also invest in and benefit from. We're very grateful to the people of Denmark, to the government of Denmark, who supported us during the relief efforts of the last floods, who provided clean drinking water facilities during this sort of peak of the crisis in my home province of Sindh, who were partners with us at the Climate Resilient Pakistan conference that we held in Geneva, where your government also announced support for Pakistan. I believe that the people of Pakistan and the people of Denmark are partners in this, in our efforts